this is huge. And so I just want to tell you what happened to me. So I didn't really expect too much, but I would say a week after taking this, and we'll just call it maybe a cultured probiotic, not a yogurt, because it's a little bit different. And we'll talk about how to make it in a second. But um, I didn't really notice anything except my wife says, "What has gotten into you?" I said, "What do you mean?" She goes, "You want to hug me like 5 times a day and you want to snuggle." And I'm like, "I know. It's weird. I don't know what's gotten over me." She goes, "Keep eating that yogurt." Right. So, I mean, it's just really interesting. And I just had another response with one of my staff members. And I said, because she's doing the yogurt, I said, you feel any changes? She goes, "I don't know, but other people are nicer to me." I said, "Are you sure it's other people? Maybe it's just your viewpoint of other people." She goes, "Yeah, it could be." Because like everywhere she goes, like she's just like very interested in the other person. I mean, that's like nowadays, this is such an important thing. I mean, could you imagine if more people had that ability? What's really bizarre about this is that I think that having this full microbiome creates a natural amount of oxytocin. This is not something new. It's like something we had at one time and I think we had lost, right? So it's not something that we're adding to the human race. It's just something that's lost along the way from these antibiotics and other things.
I think about that a lot, Dr. Berg, because uh, I remind myself that we live at a time of record social isolation.
Mhm.
Yes, pandemic, but even pre-pandemic. Record suicide. Likewise,
Mhm.
pre-pandemic, there was a 35% increase in suicide. Of course, half of all marriages end in divorce. And the psychology community has been measuring and tabulating measures of narcissistic behavior since 1963. And the increase has been dramatic. So, there's lots of things at work here, social media and other things. You and I don't have much control. Your listeners don't have control over that, perhaps, but we do have control over this microbe and thereby the capacity to boost oxytocin. And I'm seeing exactly what you're describing. People like other people better. They get along better. Dr. Paul Zak he calls himself a neuroeconomist in LA. And he did something crazy. He went to the jungles of New Guinea and found a tribe who had never seen Western people before, but they were friendly and embracing, and they welcomed them. What he wanted to do was check the oxytocin blood levels before and after this ritual dance they do. Well, he did, and he showed no rise, so he never published the data, but he mentioned in a book about oxytocin. It's quite clear. Now, the tough question is how much can we restore? That's a work
Yeah.
in progress.